Yeah, with regards to that photograph I've sent you, yeah, I know you're not kind of a drum nerd. You're the full-fledged thing. And as a teacher,
I'll unabashedly concede to that. So.
and as a teacher, it's cool to know about every element. And if it feels a little different to you, or is even somewhat strange when it comes to your sense of what is logical, you might want to know what, Dick Wilson said about the angle. And this really is not a religion. It really isn't. Guys who really know about this thing will have different ideas about certain aspects, even though they're really probably doing exactly the same thing ultimately. Maybe a different approach to how to show it, or there's a lot going on. And so, with regards to the angle, we can play in a more relaxed way. But what we don't want is to not have knowledge of the positioning with regards to this technique. I mean, Richard Wilson was pretty clear about it, right? And in traditional, he would make a point. You were looking to create a 90-degree angle. It had to be half a box. Let's hope our box is square, right? So to get half a box, if the right hand is like this, now that's going to change a half a box, right? So everything, it relates to one another. I believe Dick said that this should be a 45-degree angle, give or take. Maybe everybody's body size would permit slight variances. But I can tell you that Dick Wilson was actually, I never met him at this size, and as I mentioned, I saw a Polaroid picture after he told me, Kevin, you realize I was 210 pounds and over 6 feet tall. And I thought, okay, it's Superman. Almost everything he says is true. But when Doug Birmingham showed me that Polaroid of Dick Wilson, and I was all muscle, he was 210 pounds, he was a big guy. Okay. So just to talk about the angle, right? Dick would say that you didn't want the stick to be, it wasn't fully aligned with the forearm. Now, I mentioned, I just freeze. Jack Verga hit me to the idea that he believes that, because Murray had a studio in New York, and I guess he used to teach with it running to the middle of the hand, which really changes your angle, right? Yeah. And apparently it was Dick, because they weren't playing with amplifiers. And if it runs to the middle of the hand, unless you're way back on the stick, you can't really pronate. And this technique involves pronating, right? It bumps into your... So Dick would move it over next to the bone. Maybe everybody's bone is in a different place. I'm not sure. But you get the general idea, right? And he would call playing like this. That was an old school thing called playing around the barrel.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Right? So Dick being the modern guy, Murray being a modern guy, not as modern as Dick, developed this positioning, right? And as I sent you that photograph, there is, and I want to be careful because I'm not a specialist on human anatomy, but there is this tendon that you can see that runs from the top of the index finger. And you can fiddle with it. You can kind of fiddle with it. And Dick would say it should run essentially to this bone.
That's right, it does.
Well, it does if you see, if I move it like this, it runs to the middle of the wrist. If I do this is a cool way to get your positioning, right? And then you want to get the stick to follow that. give or take. Because if you really understand this, if you understand there's a certain alignment for me. Now, it could be argued, well, if that alignment is so important, what about traditional? Now what do you do? Right? Interesting, huh? Okay. Now there's a different kind of thing. Definitely a position in the back of the hand. It's a positioning. There's a lot going on, right? And so this is where it gets interesting, because where is the energy really being sent? Where is that energy being sent? Because where is the energy really being sent over here? Where is that energy being sent? Because didn't Louis Bell see, actually, if you look, the middle finger is running this way, isn't it? The middle finger is running that way. The fulcrum is actually, right, running in that direction, but the stick is going in this direction. Now there's that. See, we can have fun thinking about all this stuff, it would seem to me. Right? Now, what about when Louis does this? We've been talking about Louis Bellson in that video. What about when he plays, do something like that? This isn't my bag, so I gotta be careful. But look, right? And he plays with like quad sticks,
Yeah.
all around the drums. Pretty cool.
Mallet thing.
Which is a mallet thing.
Yeah.
You see? So we really have to have, there's a positioning that we want to get. Could we play like I guess, couldn't play mallets that way. See, so there's these things. And each instrument has its own idiosyncrasies. That's the other thing to understand. Right. So
I did some two mallets when I was at Humber. We worked out of the Dave Samuels book. We had, two mallets in each hand, and we did some.
There you go. Right. So you're trying to send energy out to both sticks evenly, or both mallets evenly, right? So by just learning to turn the wrist and recognize the angle of the stick, it's kind of an important thing to consider, right? If you want to play a little more relaxed, but do you understand it? Now you're sending the energy, as long as you turn your wrist straight, you can play with two mallets in each hand. Maybe three, I don't know. So, and your angle looks pretty good to me. It's kind of natural. Looks about right. Right? It seems like sometimes, perhaps, playing with the back fingers, where the energy is more back here, leads to, it's a molar thing.
Yeah.
And this seems like more of a see this? That's more of seems like. I'm not an expert on molar.
Yeah.
On molar. Something like that. I've actually seen the photographs taken out of a molar book, put together, spliced together, so it's in real time. And I think he's doing something like this. It's been a long time, but he rolls out like this. Go ahead and roll out. See, it's fun. Yeah, and then he brings it up like this.
Yeah.
Right? And then whack.
You know what's interesting about that, Kevin, is that Moeller had said to Jim Chapin don't study the photos in the old Moeller book. They're wrong. So like Chapin, when Chapin produced that up motion, he didn't do this. He did it this way. He kind of came up like this. So there was no fixed point in the universe. Kind of came up like this, and he'd be scribing this arch in the air, and he'd come down like this, like the right hand, or he would accept the fly back of the stroke. So the hand was the hand and the forearm were rotating like this. Similarly, I guess in the left hand. So in the left hand, he would come up like this and accept the fly back.
The fly back. And you know what? That's not wrong. It's just not this.
Exactly.
And I love knowing about stuff I didn't know about the fly back. Thank you, Joe. Love it. The fly back. It's great. The free stroke. That's free stroke. The fly back. Yeah. So let's enough of that. Let's get out the soft pad. We could go on and on about that. It's quite interesting. That's not working.
I printed off this Richard Wilson chart sent me the last time.
What's that now? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, maybe we can get to that today. I'd like to. Okay. Yeah. You know, guys are. I get it. You know, we've worked really hard on this stuff, and we're defensive. So you do want to try to be open, and just take in as much as you can. But I think that it's unusual to find teachers that are willing to really get into it, you know. Like the guy who invented this wicked pad, listening to old recordings, oh my God, right? And the guy that demonstrates the wicked pad studied with him. So that guy, I would have liked to have known that guy. I bet Dick Wilson knew him. Can't think of his name right now. But there are those guys out there, like Barrett Deans. Barrett Deans, the fastest drummer in the world. You know, he was. I watched the video and was like, holy moly. There's a guy. Right? There's these old schools. There's this other guy, Butler, who was self-taught. And it's like using the Spivack technique. Totally self-taught, which tells you how natural it is. Right? All right, so we're working on that Dick Wilson, which you've had, what do you call that? Had it bound in plastic. Okay. So how did that work out for you? How does that feel?
I'll be honest with you, Kevin. I didn't practice much.
Well, 5 gigs in a row, I get it. You know? But you're all warmed up.
There you go.
So, good. That's fine. Because ultimately you get so much stuff done just at the lesson. Often you go home and you're practicing the wrong thing anyway. This is what we go through. right? As you were saying earlier, most people just won't do it, and I can understand why. It's a lot. So I had you, what, 72, didn't I? Did we start even, because Dick has me at 88, but I remember slowing it down. What, I have to look at it.
You're talking about the thing that you sent me last time?
Yeah. What did you get it up to?
Let's see here. It sent me. Here. Are we talking about this exercise?
We're talking about alternating singles.
Oh, this one's the.
Remember this?
No, that's the one. Okay, that's the one. Yeah.
One you had Simonized.
This one. This is the one. Yeah, this is the page.
Yeah. What did you get it up to?
I didn't practice it yet.
I find your transparency refreshing. That's fine. Let's see what happens.
Let's work on it.
Put the metronome at 60.
So quarter note equals 60?
So it's a dotted eighth note. So I'll reacquaint you with the exercise. It starts. We're playing 16th notes. Starts as a dotted eighth note. They're going to play 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
So the first thing is this.
And I had you at about a 5-inch turn, because if you recall, the challenge was for you to maintain a turn. See, for me, Dick would. Here's another thing about the angle. So and this is my traditional grip. Okay. So, but Dick would say, when you go to throw, he would say, it feels like the stick is getting longer.
Yeah, that's right.
And you see, it feels like it's getting longer. So playing this way, you get to see why it makes sense. You want the stick to be as much an extension of the forearm as possible, right? Okay. So go ahead and go from playing 3 notes, alternating back and forth, dotted eighth note. Remember, we're really focused on this 3-finger grip. And to what extent you are, because it's really hard to tell. Because I can do the Robbie Carson took a lesson absolutely amazing drummer and a really nice guy. But if you were to just grab the stick with all the fingers, go ahead and do that, just for fun. Now, where do you feel the impact in your hand when you land?
Well, it doesn't feel quite as relaxed as it did when I removed the pad of the fourth and the tip of the fifth.
Getting tough with you now. That didn't answer the question. You can tell me about that after. Here's that thing that I learned not to do, Marie. Yeah. Think of the question. Where do you feel the impact in the hand? Forget whether it's relaxed, drawing me into another discussion.
Well, I'm feeling it like I'm feeling it in the thumb crook of the forefinger, the middle finger, that first segment of the middle finger, because that's our fulcrum. But then but you're feeling it in the back fingers as well.
Perfect. Right. So, Joe, you feel it land on all the fingers now. Landing on all the fingers simultaneously for me. Now, what's interesting is, now I'm going to go into a 3-finger grip. How did that feel? Well, it's definitely, you can feel it in all 3 fingers, right? Particularly on the middle finger. Okay, that's good. Okay, and we don't need to turn quite that high. I had to do 5 inches. Just whatever you're going to do, you have to be able to maintain it. Trying to hear your metronome. How does that feel? Now we're playing 16th notes. Really trying to feel it in that 3-finger grip. Not too fast, I see. You got to keep that turn. Up, down, 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 up, down. Always come to the floor. Okay, now we're going to go to dotted quarter. You don't want to lose your high flip turn. Right away I see just a little, it might be saturated a little bit. It should just be so relaxed. 3-finger grip. Try not to polarize the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. It just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to go to the double dotted quarter. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4,
So what's so my understanding is, so the first one is a dotted eighth, so then we're playing 3/16 notes in the time of that dotted eighth, right? Okay. Then when we go to the quarter note pulse, we're playing 16th notes in the time of that one quarter note, right? Okay. Then when we go to the dotted quarter note, we're playing 3/8 notes.
No, twice as many notes. You're gonna fit 6 notes in there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. One hand will just be playing.
Okay.
3.
So that's the quarter note.
I'm trying to find it. Just play the right hand. Just the right hand. It's not very fast, is it? No.
So okay, now with the double dotted,
4 in each hand, like 7.
yeah. So, well, it's 4 in each hand.
Right. Four in each hand.
I was playing 7 notes in the time of that one.
I'll put my minutes. So 6 will be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, here's your thing.
Not that big a deal.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now,
Okay, I get what
I'm
you're
saying 30-second notes, you know.
Yeah.
I added, but let's stop while we're ahead, because you're not really having, it's not comfortably for you to keep your height of turn, right? I can see it's a little, so put it down to 48.
Okay, I get, yeah.
And it'll give you just a chance. I know you can get to 60, because you're pretty wicked fast when it comes to singles, right? But perhaps at certain volumes, and certain heights of turns, in other words, or at certain speeds.
Did you say 48?
48. See what happens.
So double dotted quarter note equals 48.
No, go ahead and play the third the number 3. I'll call it the third iteration.
Yeah.
Really the second iteration. But where's the turn? Yeah, a little more of a turn. One, 2, 3, 1. Okay, now to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay, go ahead and pull out the other pad. Angelinos, man. Geez, it's raining. Are we really going to get together? It's raining. It's a hurricane, and we had an earthquake. Really, that's going to stop you? No, of course it's. Of course, yes.
So we're playing. Okay, we're playing 7 notes in the time of that double dotted quarter note, right?
Each hand will have 4 notes. So I don't know if this will work, but the wicked pad is just as it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2.
You're doing. You got 7. You got 7 notes.
I'll put it at 48.
It's adding up to 14 at the time of that one double dotted quarter note.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This thing will drive you insane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So slow it down to 40. On hand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Maybe it's made. Hold on. It could be. The note to be made. It can happen. Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's not that fast. I'm at 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3. That's 60. So put it down to 40 just because.
Yeah.
So put it down to 40. Play 6. Rainy chant. Count. Just play with one hand.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 per hand, right?
Yeah, go to the 6. Go to the iteration before to feel the speed change. This is more pedestrian.
Is it 3 per hand?
No, yeah, but you're playing 6. With one hand is playing half of it. Maybe you did. You're playing 6 for 1, 2. Hold on. Just let me work on this. So here's 16th notes.
Okay.
So one hand is playing 2, right? That's all it's doing. Right? Now we're going to go to 6. That's a dotted quarter. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1. It's not 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The first iteration is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's the first iteration. Then it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Well, we're playing 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's the chart. So take it from the 16th notes, because that's, again, very pedestrian. Put the metronome back. Where's your metronome now?
40 BPM.
Good.
So
Play the 16th notes.
here's the 16s, 8 and 2,
It's my turn.
1 and 2 and 3.
My hand is playing 2 notes every time. Now go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Come on. A little faster. Here. The right hand is going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
That's right.
Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Play 4 in one hand and get to 4 in the other hand. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. That's it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Got it. That's all it is.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
Gang, gang, go, bong, 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 go, gang, go, bong, go, go. It's going to be your new fusion hit. A melody to that. Just something I've been talking to you about doing. Okay. Jim Blackwell started that conversation.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just following up with his recommendation. Okay, so that's good. So you're going to work on this one again. You're going to work on it from 40 to 48, 52, and then to 60. You can go up in increments. If it becomes overwhelming, you're just going for it and you don't know where you are, you got to slow it down. This is the kind of thing where you really need to know where the time is, how high you're turning and maintaining that. If you have that 3-finger grip, you do. That's pretty good. Okay, right? Not bad. Yeah. Let's take a quick look at what you've been working on. Now we're going to get into a different motion. People sometimes don't refer to it as a regular wrist turn as a motion, but of course it is. It's all a wrist turn. Thank you, Richard Martinez. Thank you, Buddy Rich, and apparently Dennis Chambers. He lets me say that. Okay, so you're pulling out the Feint and Flam. And this is all about this very particular motion. This is about Murray Spivack's single stroke. Everyone's freaking out. What would be considered like a light rain in Toronto, Canada, is here a huge deal. And it's different because we're not set up for this kind of thing. This is, I guess, maybe a year's worth of rain in 24 hours kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we have hillsides that aren't able to absorb water, and so there's landslides, and it's a big deal. We don't have the right drainage, you know, and then in the context of all that, we had a 5.0 earthquake a couple hours ago. It was closer to Ventura, I guess, or San Bernardino. So I just heard the alert. I don't think I didn't feel it. But it's interesting. A lot going on here in Southern California today. So we're Feint and Flam. You're at 40. Oh, yeah, let's go back on the regular pad. Go back on the regular pad. And by the way, as I pulled out another pad, this little demon called the Wicked, that you can put your hands up that way. Might be fun for you to just put your hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and just get into that. So, that's why it's nice to have two different sound sources. Okay. Okay, remember that I had a chart for you. I know it's been a busy week, but the chart was I think I had did not.
Yeah, it was alternating flams.
Yeah, was it quarters or eighths?
I think it was eighth notes. Like I think it was.
I do too. We started off just with the prose. Then it went into flams. Now, can you give me a bigger throw? No. I recently helped a student with this. And instead of getting this, they were more interested in other things. So, but we do want to try to think of everything, but we don't want to get caught up in one little aspect of the things I'm showing you, right? Now we need to get this. You can get this. The other stuff will come into, they'll feed off of each other and everything will work out, right? That's what Dick Wilson, I try to help you guys, not pull a Kevin Crabb. Dick would say, Kevin, you're making everything into a mosaic. Stop it. Stop. So that's me. Best patient makes the best therapist. All right. Okay, so I'm trying to get you to pronate around a fixed point in the universe, which is something that can be done. It's not impossible. Yeah, try not to raise the beat, right? But we really want this nice three-finger grip. I'm quite flat. Now remember, I didn't send it to you. I'll send you the little Murray, but I talked to you about it. Here is Murray Spivack, who must be 210 years old, teaching Louis Bellson, who's like 180. Louis is like virtuoso, one of the great drummers to have ever lived. And there is Murray saying, no, I want you to ta-clump and then go ta-clump. No, you don't go up there. You have to finish you haven't finished your. Louis is like, and we'll use that as another cool jumping off point next time. I'll send it to you. Okay. So what we want to do is, now we're talking about the grip a little bit because you have this tendency to want to do this, which I get. What we want to try to do, what we don't want to try to do, what we want to do is we have this three-finger grip, and it looks like this. You see, it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. Okay, we just don't want to look too much like this, with these fingers really pointing. And everybody's hand is different in this case. So we just want to be careful that we're getting something that is natural. This is more of what mine tends to look like, so that, remember I told you this middle finger seems to be running off in that direction? We talked about that, right? Right, so you have to play with this a little bit. You're off the bone, right? Okay. Middle finger, where yours, you have another medical thing. Your middle finger doesn't curve. I came up with a way to challenge you on that recently. Maybe this one. Let's not go there. But we're going to find out, you know, or maybe there's some kind of rolfing technique that's involved. I don't know if you know about that. Rolfing procedure. Okay, so we've got this grip, and what we want to do is go up, and nothing really changes. So does your first finger feel like it did here? Does it? Right? Okay. It's in that direction. Still very flat. Dick would sometimes put a quarter on my. Right. So we're going up like that. It's pretty good. Okay, if you want to get a quarter, go ahead.
I would use this.
Oh no, I think we played with this before. There you go. But we just don't want to do anything weird in the hand. The hand is just so normal, it just goes up. But it will look a little, that's good. Okay.
I believe if I was doing it incorrectly right now and I was twisting or coming up wrongly, that would have fallen off.
And I actually used to have two little green levels that I actually taped one to my, and I would go up and I'd watch the level, right? So depending on how weird you want to get. Just don't do anything weird, because I can imagine you can go up straight and do something weird with your hand. Still, okay? So we're just going up. When we get to here, your finger grip, take your other fingers off just for fun. Because I keep them curved, keep them both curved. Yeah, get the fourth off a little more. Keep your fifth where it is. I know, don't do that. Don't do that. That's your thing. And if you can't do this on your own, it's okay, because this is where every hand might be a little different. We don't know. Can you take your fourth off a little and keep your fifth where it is?
I can do it more so on my left hand for some.
Okay, but I'm in the right. Try it.
As far as I can go.
Try pulling the first this knuckle. Pull it up. Don't you can't, that will not do it. I don't think that's right. Now you really are trying to rough yourself. I want you to lift see the two knuckles right here? What would those be? There'd be the second knuckle up, right? First, second knuckle up. Can you pull them up? Yeah, see, you can. That's what I'm talking about. Pull it up that way. Yeah. Now that'll almost make it. Yeah, pull them up like this. Try that. That's good. You did it in the right, dude. I don't want you to play like that. We're just messing with your hand right. No, keep this stick. Stay with me. Stay with me. Just pull like that. Now display them out a little bit, keeping them up, keeping those up. Yeah, like that. No, not. You don't have to go. Ooh, just like that. That kind of thing. More like that. So you don't have the feeling of that lifting up. That's what I feel like, kind of lifting up and away, up and away. Okay, so so we're just trying to figure out if you can make this an exclusively three finger grip, and I don't want you to hurt yourself. Okay, so that's cool. So looks pretty good. I don't want you to play like that. You don't need to play like that. That's just but you could probably, right?
You could, yeah.
It identifies with three finger grip, doesn't it? That's what I'm talking about. It has to be. There's no other finger touching the stick. It's like moved away significantly. Okay, so we're going up like this. You can feel the stick kind of just laying in the hand, right? In the three fingers. My fourth and fifth don't have anything to do with it. Right? You've created this curvature that we've talked about, this triangle. Okay. And so you stay there. Come back up. Lead with the wrist. Come back down. Let's make sure you're leading with the wrist. Okay, come on up. B is sitting down. See, it can be done. And now you're going to cock to the ceiling. And there it is. You're busted. You're busted. And you don't have anything going on in your hand that I know about. I mean, I know your thumb doesn't want to be concave, and maybe that's real. See, okay, but see, that's not what I want. To be fair, I just had you remove those fingers. So that's why I just want you to kind of leave them alone. So let me be fair. Isn't that supposed to be the grip? I just wanted you to prove that it was a 3-finger grip. But remember, it's in the crack of the middle finger, the pad of the 4th, and the tip of the 5th. Now, you're going to pronate. Lay flat. You're going to cock your wrist to the ceiling. Okay. See, now you're paying attention to your grip. This is kind of a very typical thing for students to not get. And this is very helpful. So I'm going to duplicate it. Not bad, but your stick isn't as high as mine. So let's come back down. I'm going to pronate. And then we're going to turn up to the ceiling. With that grip, I said. Oh, not bad. And then we're going to come down. Perfect. Do that in the other end. Cock your wrist up to the ceiling. Not bad. See, there's some, now your grip isn't too bad, even though the pinky's a little far away. So you have no fingers. If you wanted to suddenly play fingers, I guess you could play fingers because you can just squeeze with the middle fingers. But in terms of the concept, right? And you're a fingers guy, see? So we want a grip that is all-encompassing. The universal grip. Okay, so we're doing this, and then we're cocking up to the ceiling. And the stick is, if it's really laying in the hand, now here's this thing, this always confuses me. Laying in the hand, but the 3-finger grip, just kind of play with me. Let it lay in the hand now. Just do this. What about your first finger? Let it lay there. Lay in the hand. Let it lay there. Yeah, let it lay in the hand. Now you really feel it in the hand, don't you? Put your thumb on. Still laying in the hand. No, why did the stick change? Watch. You put your thumb on and it went like this. Wow, I just wanted to touch. This is laying in the hand. You barely, in French, you could just let it literally just lie down. Wouldn't need to put any pressure. Here, hardly anything. There, just say with me now, where are you going? Say in the right. We're in the right again. It's laying in the hand. Okay? Okay, put your thumb on. And it should be enough. Now just show me your grip. There. That's the laying in the hand grip. With the back 2 fingers not really having anything to do with it. You know that the grip is somewhere in that 3-finger grip area. Okay? You can't lose that. See? This is awesome. This is a really big deal. Instead of being frustrated, just enjoy it because you're getting it, right? It's cool. Okay, so here we go. We're going to pronate. And we're going to think about the grip. We were in the left for a minute, but now we're in the right because your right looks good. And then we're cocking to the ceiling. Now you're going to cock your wrist. Now here's the gig. I use this. This is remedial because how often do we even turn up to this high? Right? Maybe on a rock gig or something? I don't know. You don't need to turn this high to get a lot of power. What happened to the Vinnie Caliuta 1-inch death punch? Right? But we're blowing this thing up. Really get this feeling. Because I believe that this, just like this pronation is a wrist turn, this is a wrist turn. So you've gone from the stick laying in your hand, doesn't quite feel like it's laying in the hand so much. But all the fingers are on, aren't they? Now slowly come down to here. Right when it comes to the palm. So touching the palm now, stop.
Yeah.
Don't keep going. You ruin the experiment. Try again. Stay with me. You're here. Now we're going to just turn. Everything's coming until it touches the palm. Slowly. There. It's on the palm. It's on the palm, isn't it? Now you're beginning to feel some of the weight in the hand. Now we're going to come down more. How about to here? Right there. Stop. Now you can really start to feel the weight. It's getting head heavy. Come on all the way down. Just above. Take your thumb off. Take your thumb off. There's that feeling again. Put the thumb on. Pronate. Pronate. Don't lose this feeling. You really have this feeling? Take your thumb off. Okay, put your thumb on. It's laying there, isn't it? Make sure your palm down. Now you're going to cock your wrist. This is a chance for you to analyze your grip. You're not quite as high as me. Okay, somewhere in there. Now Murray would say, this is remedial. We're way up in the air. Now you're going to cock your wrist again. Come on, cock the wrist. There. Now your hand is in position. Now it kind of feels like it's laying in the hand again, but upside down, right? You really feel the weight of it in your hand. And you could pull on it. You could pull on it. Right? You could actually place something. You could place something here too. Jack Verga had a thing. He taught Richard Wilson how to work on your French, playing on a door jamb. Playing on a door jamb. It's a really cool way to get French, right? You might want to play with that. Go under a door and play on the door jamb. Okay, coming back here, Dick used to talk, have us do that. So there's another cool thing. All right, so we want to just get this to this to this and not lose this. Come on down. Take your thumb off, just let's see if it's got that laying in the hand feeling. And there's a particular angle that kind of comes with that, you know? Now, the left had a different problem. Do it in the left. Go on up. Let's do it in stages. Ah, your left's working better now. Good. Now, cock your wrist to the ceiling. There you go. Come on down. When you watch this video, it's really good. When you watch this video back, the earlier iteration, before I got into the whole stick laying in the hand, and you went back to the right, even though we were on the left, you looked like this when you went up. You look like this. Now, if you're the teacher, what's wrong? Because I just felt like this was glued here. And then when you went to come up, it felt uncomfortable. This whole area felt trapped. Because your right doesn't seem to have a problem. So what we want to do is just be relaxed. We don't want to hold our elbow to our side, and we don't want to poke it out. We're not doing the molar. Then we cock our wrist up to the ceiling, and then we make a note. Beautiful. Now go ahead and do that in each hand. Maybe we need to slow down. I had you at 40. Why don't you play quarter notes? Put the metronome on at 40. Come on. Turn to the ceiling. Where's the wrist turn? Turning your wrist. Now, I'm going to make another correction. Looks pretty good, though. It's good. But watch. 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 Look where it stops. Yours tends to drift down just momentarily after. You've got to turn to the ceiling and let all this weight come crashing down. Ma'am, how could you be up above? How could you be up above in the air when all this weight came crashing down? Yeah, let it fall. Let it fall. Don't push it down. Just come up and let the whole assembly fall as you turn to the surface. I thought of something. I'm gonna see if it's still here. I'll read it to you. This is cool. If I have it. Bug if I don't. Where is it? Oh no. Where is it? Oh no. Well, I'm searching for something that is really cool. I can't find it. I was sure it was here. And I'm not gonna, I'm pretty sure I have it memorized, but I'm just not going to quote Richard without actually looking at it. And if it's not here right now, I'll have to dig it up. Yeah. Okay. That's good. I'll find it for you. I'll connect it. Sorry about that interruption. I'll find it. It'll just enhance what I'm showing you right now. But really, you have everything you need to know. That's making a motion. And playing a flam is as Murray has Louis do. All you do is that pronation we're talking about. You with me?
Yes, give me 1 sec.
Yeah. Okay, that pronation that we're talking about can either be a motion, an up motion, or it could be an upstroke, which means you just allow it to touch the surface. So go ahead, right? So metronome's on at 40. So you're going to be making throws in each hand, quarter notes. All the way to the ceiling, dude. I'm asking for a big throw, which is what you can't do. So now I'm insisting that you do it. No, you're trying to do this. You're trying to English it. You're not putting English on the ball. I want you to come up and then let it collapse. It's a little different. Let that collapse like that. Right? It's not trying to get some juice behind it. You just need to get up to here. Like that. Like that. Better. Feel the difference. Stop doing this thing you want to do. You want to lead down with the arm. Don't. Come up to here and let the thing collapse. Okay, now add a flam to it. Add an upstroke. It's already built in. It's nothing. It'll feel the same. But don't lose this. Stop in the name of love. Come on up. Get to this position. There it is. Starting a bit. Come back. Come on, the flam. The flam. Alternating flams. No, you just touch. Just making a little tap. Turning. There it is. Come on, don't lose the throw. Don't lose the throw. Throw. Come on up. No, just get up. It's about turning up. Not about this. That's Murray's Spivack. All you get is a gooseneck. We'll talk about Dick Wilson's version of the throw another time right now. But this is essentially, we're getting to here. We're not making a big gooseneck. We're really getting to the horsepower, as Murray would say. You got to get up to here, up to here, up to here, and then let it fall. Okay, now you're going to play the feint and flam with that motion. See, nice big motions. Now you're not bogged down somewhere in here. Now you're free. You're free if you keep doing it. Feint and flam. So one hand is going from a low note to a high note. There it is. Come on. Come on up. Point to the ceiling. Point to the ceiling. Turn your wrist. Turn your, he's screaming. Turn your wrist. Now. Now. There, come on. There, come on. It's going to be pretty loud too, isn't it? There it is. Coming along. Feint and flam, feint and flam, feint and flam, feint and Flam, feint, flam, feint, flam, feint, flam, feint, flam, feint, flam. I like it better like this, feint, flam, feint, flam, feint, flam. Not quite the right position, but we just get this big ah, 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 ah. Look how big mine is. Look at me now. Just look at me. Watch. Yep, see how it comes up and I can see my hand?
Yep.
Which will teach you. Instead of insisting, because you did it too, that this is right, even though I'd asked you to take your fingers off. So that was a little bit of a difference. But no, you can do this if you know what you're doing, if you understand that you're doing that, but I don't think you do. So we just want to let the stick lay in the hand. Make this simple, ridiculously simple motion. And you see this? Show me this. Turn your wrist. No, I want you to, sorry, my fault. I want you to turn your wrist. Turn your wrist. Come on. Turn your wrist. And put the stick above your head. Almost. No, come on, it's too late. Turn your wrist. Get the stick up above, at least by your head. Maybe too high. Now you're doing something weird. Don't exaggerate. Just turn your wrist. Too much of the, don't give me the gooseneck right now. The gooseneck is really cool, but just get this, and then you can watch the Spivack video, and it'll really help you. It'll help ingrain this. So we're just coming up a little. Then we want to turn our wrist, not like that, and your hand looks cool, and you come down. Okay, now you're going to go from, play the feint and flam again. We're going from the feint and flam back to the quarter note throw into closed flam. Looking really good. But you got to get that motion. You got to turn your wrist. You're not turning your wrist? With that stick, feel laying in your hand so your baby finger isn't all crooked out and weird. Turn. Turn. Don't go throwing your hand open. Just leave your hand alone when you turn. Just turn your wrist. And it'll kind of look like this if you're doing it right. It'll look like this, like I showed you. All you have to do is hold the stick, come up like I showed you, turn your wrist up to the ceiling, and let it fall. Okay, now you're going to go back to throws, alternating throws. Throw. Throw. Just the throw. No, just quarter notes. We changed it. Give you time to think. Back to this. Then we're going to go into a little. The hand that isn't playing can just make a little turn. I'm not as used to doing it. We're just getting little flams. Can you give me a big throw? Playing eighth notes? Can you really get, look, can you really turn your wrist up to the ceiling? No, that's okay. It's good that we do that. You're not playing a single stroke. Go, just make the throws with, keep the eighth notes. That challenges you in a good way. We're going to keep it as eighth notes. There, no, you don't lift up to the ceiling. You don't really, the emotion's not ingrained yet. Show me what it down. I get all excited because I want you to succeed. Show me what a motion in the left looks like. Left. You don't have to make a note. No, I told you, you're coming up too much. I don't want the gooseneck right now. Big fan of the gooseneck, but not tonight. Then you spent more time goosenecking than cocking. Cock your wrist. You won't do it. Cock your wrist. Cock. No, that's the cock I'm talking about. That's a pronation. That's a cock. Don't throw it behind you and open up your hand. There you go. Try to keep it smooth now. You just follow that. You're following it up, Murray. There it is. You got it. And see how it goes down? See how the bead goes down on the way up?
Yeah.
Down. That's what a flam looks like. That's what a grace note looks like. Down as you go up. Don't overpronate. Too much pronation, more turn. Turn! There it is. Now put them together and stop turning up to the ceiling to make a proper throw. It just goes down. You've had this, you know that. No, you went up. All you're doing is making almost. So it's a tiny pronation and a bigger cocking towards the ceiling, isn't it? Dropping down first. Oh, you're coming up in the left. It's new for you, I know. Still almost. But play them as eighth notes. So you're forced, you don't have time. You play them as eighth notes. Down, down, left, down, 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 cock, down, cock. There it is. No, down, cock. There it is. Down, 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 cock, ceiling, ceiling, collapse to the floor. Not bad. Okay, now go into the flam and feint. Flam and feint. Stop, 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 stop. Got it. Don't stop. Blop. Big throw. Keep the throw going. Blop. 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 Don't lose the throw. It's a little pronation with a cocking to the ceiling. You got it, dude. You already played it once properly. There it is. Down cock. Down cock to the ceiling. Down cock. Don't twist in the right. Down cock. See, you're just cocking. You want to see your hand. If you twist, you won't see your hand. I want to see your hand. Back to throws, eighth notes. Throw, 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 throw. Flam, alternating flams. It drops down in your cock. Drop, cock, drop and cock. A little lewd, but that's what it is. Right? Now we're doing the hardest one to start. We start with an accent. See how solid it is? Loud too. On a drum, that would be really loud.
Are we playing the flam and stroke right now?
Yeah. Very good. And you're making that throw. Stop over. I can see why Murray was really bugged with the gooseneck, because you're not turning your wrist. You are actually making a gooseneck is turning your wrist. But I want you to spend more time making this wrist turn. See, it's like there's a wrist turn here, and there's two wrist turns. The first one, you're making it too big for what we're doing right now. It's a little thing, even smaller. And the second wrist turn to the ceiling is bigger. Wrist turn, and then show me the other wrist turn. Okay, but if we're just in one hand, you're making a tap. Wrist turn, wrist turn, wrist turn, wrist turn. Come on, really cock to the ceiling. Don't hold everything stiff. Let it float up to the ceiling. Wrist turn. Make the first wrist turn small. There it is. Now play the flam and stroke. Wrist turn. It's a tiny little. It's a little wrist turn that isn't a throw. The flam. Usually we throw in one hand for a flam, but not in this case. Now I want you to focus on the motion. The motion. It's not bad, right? Focus on it. It's a little turn down. It's a single stroke. And you want to make the pronation smaller. First turn is smaller. Second turn to the ceiling is bigger. 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 Almost. Bigger. There it is. Bigger. There it is. Not behind your shoulder. Don't throw your hand open to prove it. Bigger. There. Whack. 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 Everything just falling. It's almost like gravity. Okay. So you don't get caught up in one little piece of the technique. And that fixes that very little thing. It's like breakthrough stuff.
Yeah.
It fixes all kinds of stuff. It fixes your throw. It proves to you whether you have a grip. You're doing this, unless you're proving that you get a 3-finger grip, but you're doing this, thinking you're doing this, right? So that when you turn up even more, what are you going to be like this? Ah. Remember Murray would say, and then you get to here, and you can add thrust with your finger, your middle finger, right? The whole hand, right? But we're not doing that. Right now, we don't want to be fiddling with the hand. I don't want you to. I shouldn't have told you about it. It's the kind of thing where sometimes you don't know. So we're not doing that right now. You can just, right, you're at the beginning of learning to feel a wrist string. This is what you're not feeling, but you felt today with a nice relaxed grip. This is that simple. Come on, let it fly up. Point to the ceiling. There you go. That's it. Good job. Very good. Okay. So the little things mean a lot, but they're not the only things, right? This technique is holistic. It's coming along. You're becoming one with the technique.
That's right.